What's up, everybody? Welcome back to your favorite New York Jets subscription podcast, Badlands. I'm your host, Joe Caporoso. Sunday, AM, coffee, continuing our positional breakdown. We are almost done. We're talking secondary today, an exciting group to talk about. Before we dive into it, we are on week 4 now of my Magic Mind Challenge, so I got to tell you guys all about it, and I want to make sure you take advantage of a new deal that we have. I've been having Magic Mind every morning, not as a replacement for coffee, but as a nice little mental performance shot. 100% safe, not a coffee replacement, time release caffeine. There's plenty of the necessary work behind it. Doctors have validated over 200 scientific studies behind every ingredient. Mushrooms that are organically grown in California, matcha, highest possible grade, nano encapsulation technology. Anything that sounds that smart, it's good for you. Also, nice benefit, 5 cents for each bottle sold to mental health charities that help U.S. homeless communities, 100% carbon neutral. Right now, we have a code rocking. Up to 10 people get 40% off their first subscription with promo code Badlands40. I will also link this in the bio of the episode. Next 10 to buy 40% off their first subscription with promo code Badlands40. Let's talk secondary. This has been a position of strength for the Jets for the last couple of years after being an area they were wandering around for a bit. I would make a case that they have the best cornerback trio in the NFL right now. If it's not the best, it's in discussion of being one of the 3 best. Sauce Gardner could also make a case he's the best cornerback in the NFL right now and is probably on the cusp after this year of getting an absolutely massive contract. He is the face of the franchise outside of Aaron Rodgers. He has had as good of a first 2 years as you can have in the NFL as a cornerback and is clearly one of the rising star. Not rising at this point. He's already an All-Pro. So can't ask for anything else of your lead cornerback. DJ Reed, one of the best number 2 cornerbacks in football, has held up really well with Sauce the last couple of years. I do think, just from a math perspective, this is probably his last year with the team, but I expect him to be good and steady opposite of Sauce this year. Michael Carter in the slot, one of the best slot corners in football, one of Joe Douglas's sneaky best draft picks to get a guy like that late on day 3 who has really been solid from day 1 and is probably due to get paid soon, younger by a meaningful amount than Reed, so he will be up to get paid in my mind before he does. So it's a hell of a trio you have a cornerback there. Top backup on the outside is Brandon Echols, who's been around for a bit, has some starting experience, has a knack for pick-sixing Tua, which we like a lot, and is capable, in my mind, of starting a few games in a pinch if he needs to. So happy they still have him around. Quantez Stiggers, very popular draft pick that CR nailed before the draft even hit. He will be in the mix as a backup and a guy to keep an eye on, a fun rookie who should play a lot in the preseason. Safety is where you get a little more concerned. Probably one of their biggest, if not their biggest, question mark position. You have Chuck Clark, very solid, versatile player, should be an upgrade over Jordan Whitehead. He is coming off a major injury, though. He is their most proven lead safety, but again, coming off a major injury. Tony Adams, who bluntly struggled a lot in his chance to start last year. I think he will be better this year. I don't think he's going to take a Quincy Williams level jump, but I think he will improve. And, the hope is that Adams and Clark could be a solid enough starting duo. Ashton Davis back is sort of a core key special teamer, a guy who plays situationally on defense and does have a knack for being involved in turnovers, which of course is a nice skill to have. Gets kind of muddled after that. Jets signed Isaiah Oliver over from the Niners. He was really more of a cornerback. Apparently they're going to play him at safety. Could obviously sort of, bounce between both roles if needed. Likely to make the team since they went and proactively signed him in free agency and can play corner and safety. And the Jets, as we know, value that a lot. Jarek Bernard Converse, another guy, can play corner or safety. Didn't really do anything as a rookie. Kind of a make or break if he's going to make the 53 this year. They're Mr. Irrelevant draft pick this year. Jalen Key be fighting for a roster spot or seeing if he gets put on the practice squad is another name that they have in the mix overall at safety, bouncing around. So Could this group use Justin Simmons? Could it use Quandre Diggs? I would make the case that yes, I would do that. I think maybe they're going to see what the young guys have in camp before they do anything. But man, another veteran would make you feel a hell of a lot better about that safety group overall. In particular, the corner depth, like you're so good with your top three, like you're not panicking so much. I think Eccles is a perfectly fine number 4 corner, and then your number 5 corner usually is a rookie like Stiggers. So I just worry a little bit about the safety depth overall. A lot to prove for guys like Bernard Converse, Key, and even Adams as a full-time starter. We haven't seen it yet that he's really capable of handling that role. So I think the Jets are going to have an excellent group of cornerbacks. I think Sauce Gardner will be an all-pro. I think he will likely get a huge new contract as soon as he possibly can from this team, probably a record-setting contract league-wide. I think this is probably our last DJ Reed season. Whether Stiggers or Eccles is the long-term replacement remains to be seen. There's no reason the Jets couldn't theoretically go back into the free agent market again. I think Carter, new contract extension will get done at some point. Not always easy to find slot corners. And again, he's been really good from day one. So Sauce and Carter, I think, are the guys to watch to get paid, maybe more so than Reed. Safety, we'll probably know pretty quick in the summer. And I think they'll play Adams in the preseason this year, which they didn't last year. Could Davis theoretically take Adams' role? Maybe. But, we've seen a lot of Ashton Davis the last few years. I think he's better suited to be that 3rd or 4th safety and a special teamer. I could see them adding a veteran at some point. And Simmons is the big ticket item. Clearly, he's going to have to settle for less money than he initially expected. But those rumblings and rumors are going to be there for a long time. And by a long time, I mean like throughout the summer, just because there's some veteran talent. And Clark is an interesting sort of versatile chess piece. And like him and Kinlaw are kind of two X factor type players in this defense. We know who's awesome on this defense. We know Quinnen's awesome. We know Quincy Williams awesome. We know Sauce is awesome. We know Mosley is awesome. We know Jermaine is, made a major leap that could be a 10-sack guy. We know Hassan Reddick, if he's out there, is a 10-sack guy. You look and say, if Clark can be like a nice upgrade over Whitehead and move around the formation, play a little nickel, play a little linebacker, move all over the place, and Kinlaw could be a guy that they unlock to do at least what Quentin Jefferson did last year, get 6-7 sacks and be really disruptive next to Quentin Williams. This goes from a defense that is like top 4 to 6 to like the best defense in football. If Clark and Kinlaw are very good, and a guy like Adams could just be a league average starting safety, it's hard to think of a unit who'll be better. The Jets just have too much top-end talent because Quentin Williams is a top 3 interior defensive lineman in football, top 2, I would say. Reddick's a top 7 or 8 edge rusher in football. Jermaine's maybe a top 15 to 20 edge rusher in football, could go higher. And Quincy and Mosley are probably your best inside linebacker duo in football. And Sauce, even if you don't think he's the best corner in football, how low you put him? 3, 4? I don't know how he could go any lower than that conceivably. I don't think that's a homer take in any way. He's been a first-team All-Pro his first 2 years in the NFL. So the secondary is a nice thing. And it's in many ways been built the right way because they nailed the Sauce pick. They nailed the Michael Carter pick. And Joe Douglas has not been great in free agency. The DJ Reed signing was one of his best, if not his best free agent signing since he's been here. So this group has came together well. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Big week upcoming. Training camp is here. 90-minute War Room training camp preview special. I'll have a segment of it on the feed for the podcast, but now's the time to get to War Room. You want to be in the Discord during camp, during preseason, during the season. You want the extra video content all season long. So that's going to hit Tuesday night on War Room. Portion of it will be on the pod on Wednesday. Normal schedule the rest of the week. We'll have something Thursday. We'll have Buck the Trend Friday, TOJ Talk Saturday. And we will put a bow on this positional Sunday coffee breakdown next Sunday, and then move into just, talking about training camp and talking about preseason when we're doing Sunday AM coffee. We'll obviously keep this series going to wrap the entire offseason and into the regular season. Thank you, everybody, for listening, and we will talk to you soon.